Heavenly Father, we come to you today with humble hearts, seeking your guidance and wisdom as we begin this program. Lord, we ask that you would bless every person who has gathered here today, and that you would be present with us in a special way. We pray that this program would be a time of learning, growth, and fellowship for all of us. Help us to listen to one another with open hearts and open minds, and to support one another as we strive to serve you in all that we do. Please give us the strength and the courage to follow your will and to use the gifts and talents you have given us to make a positive difference in the world. We pray all of this in your holy name. Amen.
Hello, everyone. A pleasant evening to all our participants who are participating live tonight for another learning session offered to you by Scale Up Training and Development. Sa lahat po na nandito ngayon sa ating Zoom conference, magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. And of course, pati na rin po sa mga nanonood through our Facebook live streaming sa aming official Facebook page. A pleasant evening din po sa inyo. So kahit saan po kayo sa dalawang platforms na yan mag-participate, it's okay. Walang problema. The same learning or the same insights pa rin ang matututunan natin sa ating mentor for tonight. So depende kung saan kayo comfortable. Pwedeng dito sa Zoom or pwede rin naman sa ating Facebook Live. Again, welcome to another learning activity or learning session offered by Scale Up Training and Development. For tonight, we are going to cover another series under sa aming leadership na category. Bago tayo mag-proceed, introducing our resource person or our mentor for tonight, let me share to all of you some of our basic house rules para sa ating webinar tonight. I know na this is not your first time to participate sa isang online event. Kaya sure din ako na hindi na bago sa inyo ang mga house rules na ito. The first one here is to make sure that your microphone is palagi siyang nakamute. No? So you need to be vigilant on that. Please keep an eye on your microphone kasi baka unintentionally or accidentally baka na-turn on nyo siya, no? So magkakaroon ng interruption from magugulat, no? Magugulat hindi lang si mentor, pati na rin yung mga co-participants. That's why you need to make sure na naka-turn off siya or naka-mute all the time. No? Second one here is for you to use the chat responsibly. If you have questions, although meron naman tayong open forum no later before tayo mag-end sa ating webinar, pwede naman ninyong i-reserve no yung questions na yon tapos sasagutin ni mentor sa open forum, pero if that question really requires immediate answer from our mentor, you can always ask our mentor by utilizing the chat box. Yung mga nasa Facebook Live naman, syempre no, wala kayong access sa chat box ng ating Zoom conference. pero meron namang comment section yung ating live, kaya you can also use that para sa questions ninyo tapos kami na lang ang magre-relay sa ating mentor. Third is for us to respect the speaker and participant. So as much as possible, iwasan natin siyang i-interrupt. If you want to speak, baka gusto yung magsalita, no? Kasi baka meron kayong idagdag sa mga insights na shinare niya, pwede nyo namang gawin yon. But make sure to raise your hand first, no? Virtually, meron namang icon dyan, di ba, sa ating Zoom na raise hand para i-acknowledge namin kayo bago kayo magsalita. Para again, hindi magkaroon ng interruption. Stay present and engage. So until 9 o'clock, no? 7 to 9 p.m. yung ating scheduled webinar. So we are hoping na you will stay up to the end of this session. I believe kailangan nyo din naman talagang magstay because meron tayong attendance later, no? May ipa-flash kami na attendance sheet na kailangan nyo mag-fill up din doon. Stay engaged. Kaya kung merong tinatanong si mentor at kailangan niya ng participation ng ating mga participants, lalong-lalo na yung nandito sa Zoom, please, we are hoping na mag-engage kayo. Sumagot kayo sa kanyang mga tanong or gawin nyo kung ano man yung ipapagawa niya sa atin. And the last one is to keep your camera on if possible. So if the mentor will request you to turn on your cam, para naman mas ma-feel, no? Mas ma-feel natin yung connection natin sa isa't isa, even virtually lang, by turning on our camera, makakatulong din naman yon. Okay? So we are hoping na i-observe natin ang mga house rules na ito. Our webinar tonight, as I mentioned, is under sa ating leadership na webinar series. Medyo malayo-layo na rin yung narating ng ating leadership webinar series kasi this is the 6th or ika-anim na webinar series under this category. So this is the 106 and this is all about leadership in the modern workplace. So obviously, majority of the insights na i-share ni mentor will talk about the current environment natin, specifically in a workplace. So paano ba doon i-integrate yung leadership? If you are interested to also learn sa mga previously conducted natin na leadership learning sessions, yung ating 101, that's all about leadership for administrative professionals. Yung ating 102 naman is all about good governance and social responsibility. The third leadership webinar was all about the foundations of effective leadership development. Tapos yung ating 104 is all about leadership and personal development. At yung pinakabago lang natapos, which was last month lang, that's all about supervisory leadership and team management. If you are interested to learn from these learning sessions, meron po itong mga recorded na version na pwede nyong mapanood through our YouTube channel. So free yung access doon sa YouTube channel namin. Ang channel name is the same with our business name, the Scale Up Training and Development. So you can search using that channel name, tapos doon nyo makikita at doon nyo pwedeng mapanood lahat ng aming mga previously conducted webinars, including yung nasa listahan natin na nakikita nyo sa screen. And if you are interested to get a certificate after watching the recorded session, pwede rin yon. So if you want, you can take a picture of the link bit.ly/scaleup-cert if you are interested to get a certificate after learning self-paced doon sa mga recorded sessions na yun. Okay? So, for tonight, no, ibabalik natin yung ating leadership mentor, no, para makapag-share sa inyo ng mga insights about our topic tonight, which is again all about leadership in the modern workplace. Our guide question, which will also serve as the webinar subtitle, yung nakalagay sa ilalim no, ng ating webinar title, How to Unlock Your Potential to Lead, Communicate, and Make Impactful Decisions. So hopefully, by the end of this learning session, masasagot natin yung tanong na yan. Kasi lahat naman tayo merong capacity to lead. So our resource person tonight, our mentor, no, mas tinatawag naming mentor yung mga resource speakers namin or resource persons, no, kasi para talaga silang nagme-mentoring session sa ating mga participants. He is a government employee currently connected at Davao City Water District, no? And he is also currently holding mga positions sa JCI Davao Incorporated. Last year, 2025, he was the Local Skills Development Director of JCI Davao Incorporated. But this year, meron siyang bagong role as the Vice President for individual development ng parehong organization, yung JCI Davao Incorporated. Alam ko ang capacity ng ating mentor tonight in terms of being an instructor, in terms of being a mentor, in terms of being a coach, because 10 years ago, no, 10 taon na ang nakakalipas, that was way back 2016, when I invited our mentor to be one of the instructors of my training center, yung the KOM Academy. So, ibig sabihin, 10 years ago, nung una kong nakilala si ating mentor tonight. And it is an honor, it is a privilege, no, I'm very happy because up to the present, no, 2026, he is still supporting, he is still doing the same, not 10 years ago, but this time with scale up training and development naman. Bago ko makalimutan, our mentor is actually a mechanical engineer by education and by profession. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our mentor and our resource person for tonight. Walang iba kundi si Engineer John Paul Cordova. Hello, Mentor JP. Good evening.
Good evening. Diyos ko, mangyak-yak ako
Ayan.
kaka-introduce mo sa akin.
Actually, parang feeling ko kulang pa nga yun. Gusto ko pang dagdagan. Pero
Oo.
ayan, so let me end my share screen para makapag-share ka na and you can now start whenever you are ready.
Alright, sige. Sige, while I'm sharing my screen, no, grabe, parang napa-throwback ako bigla sa sa pa-intro sa akin ni Miss Piper. Kasi actually, while I'm sharing my screen, quick background lang talaga ng pinagsamahan namin over a decade is that very very vivid pa sa akin yung dating office namin na halos 3 lang kami. Tapos part-time pa ako noon. And every Saturday doon talaga, I mean, doon kami every night or kapag may klase ako. Tapos every Saturday full whole day ako doon kasi may um, yung klase is whole day. So parang, okay, sige, parang, like, basta, everything was history doon sa, if may mga taga Davao dito, quick background lang was that yung dating office namin or dating office ng Knights of Online Marketers was in Doña Leonora Complex, dyan sa may Ponciano, fronting UM Multitest. So, doon kami nagkakilala ni Miss Piper. Ayan. So, anyway, to cut the long story short, once again, good evening to Scale Up Philippines, powered by or which is a sister company of Knights of Online Marketers Academy or the KOM Academy, of which doon nga po kami nagkasama ulit ni Miss Piper, ang ating butihing hostess for tonight. By the way, to all mothers here, um, belated, no? Happy Mother's Day po sa ating mga ina in all forms, figures, and aspects. So, sige. So, we are here to discuss about leadership styles, on particularly on how to, yun nga, yung how to unlock, sandali, how to, how to, yeah. So particularly on how to unlock the potential to lead, communicate, and make impactful decisions. Because today, um, mahirap po maging isang leader that, pero madali po maging isang boss. That's true. Mas madali po maging boss kahit 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 kailan mo gusto, you can be everyone's boss. But to become a leader is not an easy feat kasi marami pong marami pong pagkakataon, marami pong sandali na gusto natin na makatulong or gusto natin makagawa ng decisions, but maraming mga key factors, no, on how we can really be a leader in our own unique ways. So since the house rules have already been raised by our hostess, so if my questions po kayo that really need my immediate attention, just raise your right hand. Raise your hand dun sa raise hand icon. Pero if it can wait, later na lang po, iisay na lang po natin ang mga katanungan during the open forum session. So, I'd like to do an energy check po muna para just for me to gauge if ready na po kayo matuto. If you are all ready to listen with me and to learn with us tonight, kindly type the number 1 sa ating chat box para alam ko lang po kung nakikinig or kung ready na po bang matuto ang lahat with me tonight. Yan. Dami nyo. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. La. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hala. 7 lang ata. Sige. Anyway, hindi ko na kayo hihintayin because learning cannot wait and learning is of the essence as equal as time. So let's learn the leadership styles and situational leadership approaches. So iniba ko po yung title kasi parang in the modern workplace po kasi I believe no na leadership in the modern workplace is hindi po talaga siya yung sinasabi nila na parang laging by the books. Ibig sabihin ko ng by the books is parang lagi siyang natututunan by theories, by practices, or by tawag yan, or by the reference books ng mga on lead of art or references on leadership. But we also need to understand no the different leadership styles and situational leadership approaches. Bakit po? Because in the modern workplace, particularly po sa akin na I am in the government, I am working in a government-owned and controlled corporation like the Davao City Water District. Pabago-bago po talaga yung leadership styles ng mga bossings natin or ng mga leaders natin no? So hindi siya linear na kung ano yung leadership style ng leader mo ngayon, it may change over time. Depende po sa demand ng management sa leader na pinapass on sa mga rank and files. Kaya po, medyo tinwitch ko lang po konti yung title into leadership styles and situational leadership approaches. So the contents or the contents of this module will be on the definition of leadership, major leadership styles, Philippine leadership context, situational leadership concept and models, situational leadership in the Philippines, comparisons ng traditional versus situational, how to apply situational leadership, conclusion, and finally the references. So what is leadership? So leadership is influencing others to achieve goals. Leaderships lead Leaders create vision, inspire commitment, and adapt to change. So ibig sabihin, lead, yun nga, yung sabi ko kanina, being a boss, kaya mo maging boss anytime. Kahit sino sa atin, we can be our own bosses anytime. But being a leader is a different story because leadership again is influencing others. So you are sharing the vision that you created, you are sharing the vision to your colleagues, no, to your subordinates, sa mga kasama mo, may create ako na vision. And syempre, ayaw naman natin as leaders na tayo lang yung nakakakita ng vision or ng direction na gusto nating patunguhan in the near future moving forward. So we create that vision, we inspire commitment by influencing others or by sharing the vision to our colleagues and adapting to change. So, again, leadership, kaya nga sabi ko kanina, it's situational leadership kasi in every leadership leap that you take, it requires change. And when things require change, they require another vision, another level of commitment for the adaptation of change to take place. Para continually yung goals ma-achieve siya over time periodically. 'Di ba? Kasi if hindi ka leader, ayan, sige, true or false? Sige nga, paulanan niyo ako ng true or false sa ano, if ano lang yung tingin yung tama. Walang tama or mali dito ha. True or false? Leadership is achieved, can be achieved alone. True or false? Di pwede trolls dito ha. Leadership can be achieved alone. False. Ang pulso ng madla ay false. While the answer is generally, the answer is false. Although leadership can be achieved alone, pero, 'di ba? There is also a saying that one person or each of us can only do as much. Kaya siya medyo may trueness sa statement na yon. But generally, in the concept of leadership, it's really false. No? Kasi hindi ka nagiging leader. Yes, you can't lead if there's no one to lead. Tama yon. You can't lead if there's no one to lead. So ibig sabihin, pag wala kang i-lead, hindi ka leader. But you can only lead your own way. So ibig sabihin nun, hindi siya leadership. Individualism 'yon. Ibig sabihin, ikaw lang mag-isa yung nag-achieve ng goals na ikaw lang din ang may alam kung paano siya, kung saan ka patutungo. But in the context of leadership, no, sama-sama tayo. I'm not just doing this for myself. I want to do this with you. Yun. Next, true or false? True or false? A leader will all was once a follower. True or false? Parang dalawa lang ata kausap ko yung gabi ah. Again, a leader is once a follower. Totoo. So that's unanimously true. So a leader is once a follower. So lahat ng mga theories na malalaman nyo ngayong gabi, um, lahat yun, no, will really be an icing to the cake, no? Parang icing na lang yan lahat. But the alam mo yung sa cake, 'di ba may base yan. Yung tawag yan, yung chiffon cake, 'di ba? Nagutom kayo bigla. Yan. So yung baseline talaga ng cake, no? Kasi nga as gaya ng sabi ko, yung mga theories nun will just be the icing. But ang pinakatotoong grounding talaga ng leadership is that you are followers must lead in exactly the way they want to be led. Tama, mali? Tama ba o mali? True or false? Again, leaders must lead the way they want to be led. Tama o mali? Kasi, di ba, gaya ng statement ko kanina, back up ko lang doon. A leader is once a follower. So, ibig sabihin, tayong lahat, kahit ako, kahit si Mentor Piper, naging follower din yan noon. Ilang dekada nang nakalipas. So let me just allow me to mirror the leadership of Miss Piper back then based sa kung anong na-experience ko sa leadership niya noon. Okay? Kaya Miss Piper, um, kindly pakihanda po ang iyong atay at saka luha kasi sigurado ako mapapaluha ka dito. Surprise! Anyway, sige. Miss Piper's leadership noon, no, was was a type of a leader who understands. Iniintindi niya kasi ako noon, part-time ako noon. Kasi nga sinasabay ko yung pagiging part-time instructor ko in my academics. So if tinatanong niya, iniintindi niya muna yung situation ng kanyang mga instructors, if available ba, kamusta ang well-being ng instructors niya or ng mga staff niya. Pangatlo is pinapaintindi niya sa amin kung gaano kaimportante itong digitalization roadmap ng yung vision ng Knights of Online Marketers back then na ipalaganap di ba? Ipalaganap yung pag-equip sa mga tao on how to explore being a virtual assistant properly, legitimately, and yung hindi masasabi ng mga potential clients ng mga graduates from the program na ay wag natin ito i-hire si JP kasi hindi siya skilled, kumbaga fake it till you make it yung approach niya. Hindi ganun yung drive namin noon na when we learn with our when I learned as a student noon when I continually learn as an instructor and when I continually learn a vir, as a data entry virtual assistant noon, lahat yun all because of Miss Piper's leadership. Kaya ini-influence niya kami, hindi niya kami binudula. Ini-influence niya kami noon na ito yung tamang daan, this is the way on how to become a virtual assistant. So, kami as curious cats as ourselves, so na-inspire kami, no? Na imagine working from the comfort of your own home, nasa bahay ka lang nagtatrabaho, how you the the discipline of really being a virtual assistant, of being of how to run your virtual assistant na job and business right and legitimate, no? Tinuturuan din kami noon how to kung paano mag-comply with the tax properly ng tama, no? And kung paano pa explore yung mga existing mga advanced skill sets namin noon. Apart from the 10 module program namin noon. And through the years, nagtuloy-tuloy yung program, lumaki yung batch namin, may mga side programs pa kami, to which helped further um commit, ano, or pakapag-adapt to change. Ibig sabihin, hindi na lang ako yung naging trainer or naging instructor nung araw. So medyo we increased lightly in numbers, but hindi lang in quantity, but in quality. So, ganoon lang din yun. So Miss Piper created the vision way back in if hindi pa ako nakakalimot, Miss Mentor Piper, parang I think it was in 2011 when you started, when Mentor Piper really um stood ground doon sa kanya advocacy of digital transformation, kung saan talaga siya patutungo. And then after 5 years, doon kami nagkakilala through a neighbor lang din na gusto din ng virtual assistance. And the vision trans- transcended 2016 sa batch namin hanggang ngayon on its 10th year na sa 2026, patuloy pa rin yung drive niya. So it has already been, ilang taon na ba? 15 years? So it's a decade and a half already since Mentor Piper started that vision. So when Mentor Piper created that vision, she inspired commitment to all her graduates, sa mga kapitbahay niya noon. Hindi ko pa nakalimutan yung backstory noon nung araw. Sa mga kapitbahay niya noon, na tinutulungan niya kung on how to really work from home literally and legitimately, no? And kung paano niya pinalaki yung kanyang bulsa, charot, yung kanyang network from working at home dyan sa bahay niya sa Bago to expanding her kingdom, no, or her fortress doon sa Ponciano, doon sa may Doña Leonora Complex where we've met, hanggang sa naging virtual na talaga, or bumalik siya sa kanyang bahay on her hometown, doon sa hometown, parang apakalayo naman, no, doon sa Bago Galiera, no, or oo, doon sa Bago Galiera, still spreading or still inspiring commitment toward the same vision, o hindi naman the same vision, parang upgraded vision niya on throughout the years, no? So nag-inspire siya ng commitment sa amin, ng mga staff niya, instructors niya, na hanggang ngayon um, na pinanganak na itong Scale Up Philippines. So that vision still lived on hanggang ngayon na on its 10th year. The commitment was still there despite ngayon nga hindi na kami masyadong nakikita. Hindi pa kami nagkita after ilang taon na. But the commitment to really develop ourselves and to train ourselves to train you, yung vision na yun, andun pa rin. And adapt to change over time na kahit hindi na kami masyadong nagkikita, yung vision and the commitment is still the same. Kaya my model for this evening's webinar will be our mentor herself in the flesh, Miss Piper Rambuanga. Ayan. Yan. Yan. So, let's proceed, no? So, Miss Piper, sana hindi ka naiyak. Sana hindi naman masyadong lumobo yung atay natin dyan. Sa kaka-flattered. Sana hindi ka nagulat. Anyway, so these are, no, the major leadership styles na madalas nating naririnig na medyo gasgas ng ating mga tenga kakarinig dito. First, we have the autocratic, no, the mga autocratic leadership. Next, we have the democratic leadership style. Third, itong hindi masyadong mabasa but this is common, the laissez-faire na leadership style. Fourth, we have the transformational leadership. Fifth, we have the transactional leadership. Sixth, we have the servant leadership. And the seventh is the charismatic leadership style. Dali lang po. Um, while we are waiting, no, so far, I'd like to do an energy check again. So to our 30, 34 minus 2, dalawa kami. So to our 32 participants, kindly type 2 naman if we are still learning so far para lang just for me to gauge if natututo pa ba tayo. Yan. So I think marami natututo. Yan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yan. So at least medyo marami-rami pa namang nagsistay. So allow me to define these major leadership styles, no. First, we have autocratic leadership. So autocratic leadership is a leadership style where the leader makes decisions alone with little or no input from team members. It focuses on control, discipline, and quick decision making. Second, democratic leadership. One of the major leadership styles where the leader involves team members in decision making. It encourages participation, collaboration, and open communication. Third is a laissez-faire leadership. This is hands-off leadership style where the leader gives team members freedom to make decisions and manage their own work with minimal supervision. Fourth, we have transformational leadership. So this is a leadership style that inspires and motivates people to achieve goals, improve performance, and create positive change through vision and encouragement. Fifth is the transactional leadership, where leadership is based on structure, rules, rewards, and punishments. Leaders focus on performance, tasks, and meeting specific objectives. Second to the last will be the servant leadership. It's a leadership style where the leader prioritizes the needs, growth, and well being of team members before personal interests. Lastly, the charismatic leadership. Charismatic leadership is a leadership style where the leader influences and inspires people through strong personality, confidence, communication skills, and charm. So, having heard these, no, ng mga leadership styles, saan dito yung pinaka gusto nyo or wait lang, wala muna sasagot. Among these 7 leadership styles, no, na narinig nyo sa akin na ang definitions, saan dito sa 7 ito, which among these 7 leadership styles best works on you? Sige nga, kung nakikinig kayo sa akin ng maayos. Which of these 7 leadership styles do you think best applies sa'yo personally? Servant leader from Ma'am Christine. Sige. Dumarami pa tayo. Magandang gabi po sa mga kakarating lang po. Servant leader. Okay. So, parang, I think I'll just um highlight this answer response from Miss Christine Arshaga. So, actually, yan din. Yan din yung pinaka talamak or parang it also works best sa akin because when you when you know the shape of the sheep, no? When you know the shape, no, or when you know the strengths, the habits, the attitude, the personality, and the experiences of your leader, alam mo na kasi as a leader kung kung anong gagawin mo or kung anong approaches ang gagawin mo kapag naharap ka sa mga to people with diverse styles or diverse na mga learning styles. For example, no, is for example may n- nung araw, no, nung transformational po kay Mr. or Miss Raxel Barrera. Yan. So let's discuss transformational naman later. Um, Way back, no, 2016, um, may mga, of course, as my previous employer, so for example, si Miss Piper, may, may instruction siya na binibigay sa akin, no? Eh, what if may mga instructions siya sa akin noon na of course hindi ko nababanggitin na medyo hindi ko naiintindihan, no? For example, may mga instructions sa akin na parang hindi ko siya lineage. It's not her instructions to me were not parang hindi ko siya kamada, hindi ko siya alam kung paano gawin. So, ni-raise ko sa kanya na paano ba to, how to do this, how to achieve, no? So right then and there, yung ginawa niya is pinaintindi niya sa akin kung kung ano yung kung ang in-instill sa akin na mindset no ni Miss Piper, ito hindi ko to makakalimutan. Hindi niya ito nasabi sa akin, but the moment na pinaklarify ko sa kanya, yung instruction niya sa akin na hindi ko naintindihan, yung, although hindi to verbatim, no, but ang, ang naging point niya sa akin is, think with an end in mind. So, ibig sabihin ng begin with an end in mind, ibig sabihin, yung instruction niya sa akin, no, na if ako hindi ko maintindihan yung instruction niya sa akin, mag doon ako magsisimula with the goal in mind or with the end in mind. So, ang naging ang naging response niya sa akin is ito yung gusto ko mangyari. Gusto ko bullet form yun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Naka sticky notes yun sa akin. Ito yung goal na gusto niyang ma-achieve sa program na yun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So, although ako hindi ko naintindihan yun, paano siya gawin, but pinaintindi niya sa akin na begin with these goals in mind. Na wag mong i-complicate yung sarili, hindi ko i-complicate yung sarili ko. Kailangan focus ako sa goals na to, na balance siya, and at the same time, minimal error with minimal supervision. So, doon ako nag-focus with an end in mind. No? So, right then and there, naisip ko na agad kung ano yung mga steps, mga courses of action na kailangan kong gawin, kailangan kong ma-achieve para matapos ko or ma ma-achieve ko or matapos ko yung output na nire-require sa akin ng employer ko. So, within 2 days natapos ko, pinareview ko sa kanya, although may revisions, inulit ko, and then pina-check ulit yung revisions if okay na. And once nag-align na yung output ko sa goal na gusto niya ma-achieve, pinadry run niya sa akin kung paano siya gawin para when the event starts, hindi na ganun ka, parang hindi na ako ganun ka back to zero mga pa from the start. So ganun yung servant leadership. Kumbaga, kung ano hindi ko naintindihan, pinaintindi niya sa akin na parang he provided me with everything that I need, na parang before yung sarili niya, to the point na kapag tumatawag ako sa kanya ng gabi ng ng masyadong maaga, sinasagot niya ako. Yan. So yun yung servant leadership, no? Inuuna yung needs ng kanyang staff bago pa yung personal interests niya. Because at the end of the day, yung instructions na binibigay niya sa akin will also benefit her in the end. So if hindi niya unahin yung needs ko as her employer, if hindi niya unahin yung needs ko, yung growth opportunities ko na matututunan ko sa kanya, siya din yung magiging at stake because she is not being a servant leader herself. Hindi niya inuuna yung needs ko or needs ng employers niya before her personal interests. But since she was a servant leader at that time, so nagkaroon kami ng win-win situation. Na-achieve ko yung output. Number one, paano? Paano kami nagkaroon ng win-win situation? Number one, on her end, na-achieve yung goal or na-achieve yung event. It was a success. Number two, she learned as a servant leader on how to nurture her employers or her employees. So malaking bagay? Yes. Sa akin, on the perspective of an employer, of her employer, as her employer, no? Sa akin, ano naging impact sa akin? Number one, I grew as a as her employer, kung I grew capable na gawin kung ano yung pinapagawa sa akin in or na in the event of another event like that or another similar event na mas malaki pa doon, kaya ko na siyang gawin. So it's a growth opportunity that I outgrew upon my employment sa kanya noon. Number two, I can also replicate or I can also duplicate yung servant leadership na in-instill sa akin na kung paano ako tinuruan, ganun ko din tuturuan yung next set of employees if given the chance, no? So, naging beneficial siya on both ends of the coin. So Mentor Piper gained a lot from it. I also gained a lot from it. So we both grew as Mentor Piper being my employer, and ako bilang employee niya rin. And as a person like myself. 'Di ba? So, yun. Transformational leadership is more on inspiration and motivation to achieve goals. Etong mga leaders na to hindi masyadong, if I'm not mistaken, these leaders do not need much yung parang step by step, no? Yung mga step by step na procedure kung paano ito gawin. As long as yung leader na yon marunong siya mag-inspire and mag-motivate para ma-achieve yung goals na gusto niya or na ina-envision niya. So, para mag-improve performance and mag-create ng positive change through vision and encouragement. So, through vision and encouragement, kapag once umagree, and once naintindihan nung employee yung gustong, yung positive change na gustong ipatupad nung leader or nung employer niya, madali niya nang yung ma-execute, no? Agree? Agree ba? Yun. Parang wala kang sumasagot sa akin. Next, these are, no? Ito napaka-evident nito sa lahat, no? These are, in the Philippine leadership context, these are the unique Filipino leadership traits. First, bayani. Lumabas ata si Regine, saglit. First, we have the bayanihan, wherein kapag may, for example, may mga coastal cleanups tayo, may mga cleanup drive tayo, or may mga community activities tayo for our barangay. So lahat yan, sama-sama yan nagtutulungan bilang isang barangay, as a village, as a subdivision. Yan yung mga concrete examples ng bayanihan, wherein the bayanihan trait is yung kahit yung parang, o sama-sama tayo dito ha, may coastal cleanup tayo dito ngayong Sabado. O, so, parang in-inform yung buong community na may activity, no, is may spirit of bayanihan tayong mga Pinoy, which is very much innate. Second is the pakiramdam, or yung pakiramdaman kung may kailangang tulong yung isang tao o yung isang kasama natin, if may kailangan siya. So instead of us asking kung anong kailangan niya, so we nakikiramdam na lang tayo on kung ano on how the people really feels, no, na hindi na nila need na sabihin pa sa atin na uy, hindi ako, kailangan ko ng tulong, 'di ba? Etong third unique Filipino leadership trait na to is called the pachamba-chamba. Sino ang sino ba dito ang um mahilig sa pachamba-chamba trait? Sige nga, kindly kindly type the number 3 sa chat box kung sino ang pinapalad dito sa ating pachamba-chamba na unique Filipino leadership trait. Kasi ako, olats ako dito. Hindi ako sinuswerte dito sa trait na to. Again, ayun, sino dito yung mga madalas na um, sinuswerte, or kung sa term ng mga panahon na to is, sino ba dito yung pumapaldo in terms of the pachamba-chamba leadership trait ng Pinoy? Type 3 nga kung meron dito, para lang alam natin kung, itong tao na to, ano, sige, meron ba? I think wala. Sige. So we move on to the situational leadership concept, no? So by saying na situational leadership concept, leadership adapts, or may mga adaptability, or nag-a-adapt yung leadership based on the situation, 'di ba? And the key to situational leadership are flexibility and responsiveness. So, apart doon sa ating mga ano kanina, doon sa mga um to wrap all those major, ito these 7 major leadership styles, kapag sinasabi nating situational leadership, etong pitong to, or lahat ng mga leadership styles na hindi ko pa nabanggit, itong lahat can be fused all together para maging sagot sa situational leadership, because one approach or one leadership style may not be correct for this situation. Agree? Gusto ko makita ang mga like buttons nyo dito para hindi masyadong off sa akin na ako lang nagsasalita dito at wala akong masyadong kausap. Okay? Sige. Hindi lahat ng leadership styles, no, na nandito at yung mga wala dito ng mga leadership styles, hindi lahat eh akma doon sa situation na kinabibilangan natin. For example, 'di ba? For example, may si employer or si leader may gusto siyang mangyari na isang bagay. Itong employee niya, itong subordinate niya, hindi siya into detail, no? Hindi siya into detail. So bakit? So tanong, if si leader bibigyan niya ng details si employee, what do you think will happen to the employee? Sige, pakitype. Ano sa tingin niyo mangyayari sa employee? Number one is, magkakaroon siya ng information overload. In short, ma-overwhelm siya sa mga pangyayari. So the more ma-overwhelm yung employee na yon or yung subordinate na yon, the more niya hindi maiintindihan, the more hindi magsisink in sa kanya yung directions na gustong iparating ng leader sa follower. At the same time, the more maaantala, the more hindi matutupad yung goal na yon. Kaya anong gagawin? Anong gagawin sa employee na hindi gaanong into details kapag binibigyan ng instructions? Anong approaches dito? The leader can use charismatic, the leader can use transformational leadership, the leader may use servant leadership, and all these leadership styles na hindi pa kailangan ng details. Tama, mali. So, ibig sabihin, hindi necessary na kapag si leader transformational lang or servant leader lang, hindi niya na pwedeng i-explore yung ibang leadership styles. Hindi po ganon. Situational leadership does not work that way. Situational leadership works by flexibility and promptness to respond ng leader. Because itong seven and a lot more leadership styles na to are just tools. These are just guide kung papaano mo i-lead yung inyong members or ang iyong mga kasamahan. So back to this scenario, kapag naintindihan na ni member or ni subordinate yung pag-approach mo into charismatic, transformational, laissez-faire, tsaka servant, kapag naintindihan niya na yung gusto mong mangyari, here comes the leader filling in the details. Kasi, di ba, naiintindihan niya na kung ano yung gusto mong mangyari without the step-to-step nitty-gritty detail. And kapag naintindihan niya na yun, by you as the leader, packing up or pitching up those four leadership styles onto the employee or onto the follower na hindi pa into detail, transactional ka na agad. Wherein, go on the details na kapag bukas na yung isip niya to understand the details, the detailed instructions na gusto mong iparating sa kanya. Agree? Tama ba yung approach na na sinabi ko? Tama ba? O mali? Hala, walang sasagot sa comment section. Aabutin tayo ng bukas dito. Tama ba yung approach na sinabi ko? Or may gusto kayong i-suggest na mas ano? Sige nga, chat box na lang muna kasi if you will be catering to your voice, to your audio response, parang baka may communication gap kasi baka humina yung signal or whatnot, kaya i-chat nyo na lang. Okay? I'll be catering to two responses lang muna. Tama ba yon? Again, or kailangan pa ulitin? Naiintindihan ba so far? Yes, tama. Thank you for, yes. Thank you for confirming or reassuring na tama yung directions or yung suggestions na ibinahagi ko sa inyo regarding kung paano mapapasunod, hindi naman mapapasunod, parang mapapaintindi kay follower na hindi into detail yung vision na sinet mo as a leader. Diba? At least naintindihan, at least we are on the same page. Kaya, eto, madaling maintindihan. Because, hindi ito situation na leadership, no? Again, bakit mo binago yung, baka may magtanong, mentor, bakit mo binago yung nasa PubMats? Because, kaya nga, like I said, leadership in the modern workplace, parang gulong yan. Okay? Hindi ibig sabihin na ito yung leadership style ng leader mo, ito yung kailangan mo sundin everyday. Hindi po ganon. It does not work that way, I'm afraid. Rather, like I said, para siyang gulong, so ibig sabihin, it changes over time. Kahit bukas, iba na yung leadership style naman. 'Di ba? So what is the concept, no? What is the concept of situation leadership? First is directing. Dinidirekta mo yung dinedirekta mo yung mga kasama mo or yung mga followers mo on the vision that you created, the vision that you saw kung before mo siya dinirect sa mga kasama mo or sa mga followers mo. Next is coaching. Coaching in terms of kung may need yung mga followers mo in terms of themselves, no, kung may hindi ba sila naintindihan, kung kamusta sila, kung anong anong status ng learning nila so far, because leaders may not know everything about his or her followers every day. Kasi what if sa 8 to 5 ko na trabaho sa Davao City Water District, um, eh, hindi pala alam ng manager ko na nagiging stagnant ako. Nagiging stagnant yung learning and development ko. Then come a time, magko-coaching kami. Akala niya yung learning and development ko is gumaganon. Pero doon malalaman ng leader mo na kulang pala ito ng learning and development para mag-grow siya, to help him grow as an employee and as a professional, no, as an employee, as a government employee. So the coaching is dito na yung pumapasok yung tinatawag natin na root cause analysis. So the leader at this phase finds the root cause kung bakit nagiging stagnant si employee or si follower. Bakit nagiging stagnant? Anong anong mga dahilan, no? Dito yung mga reasons kung bakit stagnant or one line lang yung growth ni employee over the months or over the period. Dito na papasok yung next stage or next phase called supporting. Supporting phase is the response or the response doon sa naging coaching, doon sa previous phase. Supporting phase is the response doon sa coaching na phase. So, ibig sabihin, anong gagawin ni leader para masuportahan yung needs ng kanyang employee or ng kanyang follower. Anong gagawin? Anong ibibigay? Paano siya tutulungan? Paano paano siya mabibigyan ng growth opportunities for that employee to grow as a person, as an individual. And kapag itong coaching and supporting in sync na ito or at par na ito with each other, then delegation comes easy. Di ba? Tama ba? Are we still learning? Nako, parang gusto atang umabot tayo dito ng alas 12 ng madaling araw. Walang sumasagot. Tama ba? Naiintindihan naman? Yes. Thank you so much. Yun, napatawa si si Miss, ano ba, Mr. or Miss ba to? Okay. At least, I'm being gender sensitive para hindi ko po kayo parang at least clear po sa akin na para hindi ko po kayo ma-misacknowledge in terms of gender, no? Because the Philippines is already a gender sensitive country, no? Wherein, yeah, at least we are proud as Miss. Thank you so much. Ayan. So at least, no, naiintindihan nyo na hindi lang pala yung 7 leadership styles na yun ang rampant or yung alam ng mga tao, but also situational leadership. Kasi, yes, leaders maybe always be transactional, pero again, yung mga followers niya or his or her members do not think alike. Hindi same ng thinking yung mga employees kaysa sa employer or sa boss or sa leader. For example, ganito ako mag-isip. Yung kasama ko hindi ganito mag-isip. Oh. Tapos yung leader, iba din yung pag-iisip ng leader. So, paano kayo magbe-bridge tatlo or in a lot of employees? Paano tayo mag paano mag how will we meet halfway kung wala itong situational leadership concept na ito? Kung transactional ka lang, kung transformational ka lang. If hindi mo alam kung paano pagtagpi-tagpiin lahat ng leadership styles, then situational leadership is really going to be a challenge as leaders. Okay? So Philippine leadership. So according to Philippine research, no, Philippine researches in leadership styles show that show adaptive leadership in schools and government organizations. They also it also emanates facilitative leadership common among Filipino leaders. So it's outside, no? It's really outside doon sa ating mga it's really outside the um context or the leadership styles na shinare ko kanina. Bakit? Again, situational leadership does not have, okay, ito na naman. True or false? Situational leadership does not have a fixed name. True or false? Again, situational leadership does not have a fixed name in itself. True or false? True. Wala palang 4 lang ata kausap ko dito, 5. Mind you, binibilang ko to para para alam ko lang din naman kung ilan ilan na ba so far yung nakikinig sa akin. Although may Facebook Live pa naman, but at least alam lang natin na by metrics of your responses kung nakikinig at natututo pa po tayo together this Monday evening. Diba? To start the week with lots of learning from a humble government employee and one of the mentors of Scale Up Training and Development, Philippines. Hala, parang 5 lang ata talaga kausap ko dito. Anyway, no. So going back, kung mapapansin nyo dito sa slide na to, may pangalan ng classmate ko sa masters. So, disclaimer lang, hindi ko po to ninakaw sa kanya. No? I asked consent from him na i-share yung kanyang presentation because nakitaan ko siya ng resemblance, no? Nakitaan ko siya ng resemblance to have hit na Nakita ko siya ng resemblance to this topic wherein as leadership in the modern workplace. Kaya nga, sabi ko kanina, situational leadership does not have a name in itself because it really depends on the situation kung anong leadership style yung pinaka-akma for given the situation. Yan. So that's a quick disclaimer. So traditional versus situational leadership. So comparing these two, no, traditional leadership is fixed. It's one way, leader-centric. Whereas situational is adaptive. It can have a lot of approaches or multiple approaches and follower-centric. So if kayo yung papipiliin, will you go with traditional or are you willing to adapt to situational leadership? Sige nga, sagot dito sana umabot ang responses dito ng 33 or ng 33 or lahat. Gusto ko lahat sumagot dito. Mananatili ba kayo sa traditional or you'll take the risk together and go with situational leadership? 3, yan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Yun. Sige pa. More. Gusto ko yung energy ngayong gabi. Kasi Lunes pa lang parang alam niyo yun, yung sa Catholics, may tinatawag silang palihi, di ba? So Monday pa lang palihian nyo na ng energy, yung responses nyo to teach your subconscious mind na we need to learn every day. Yun, di ba? And once a month ko lang din naman kayo makikita at makikilala virtually, kaya lubos-lubosin nyo na to. So ilang na ba nag-respond? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Ayun. At least, majority naman sumagot. Thank you so much sa inyong mga kasagutan. So how do we apply? So the question right here, right now is, how do we apply situational leadership? First, we assess, no? We assess the readiness of our followers. How ready are our followers? Hindi muna natin, no? For example, meron tayong gagawing leadership seminar sa SMX Convention Center in Davao City on May 20, 2026. Example lang yun ha. Example lang yun. Ngayon, what if i-assign ko to kay Miss Raisa Ray? No? I-assign ko to sa kanya. Ma'am Rice, kato ganyan. May event tayo ngayon. Excuse me. Ang gagawin mo as a leader, for example, nasa isang for example, we are all employees of Scale Up Philippines, no? Di na tayo lalayo. Lahat tayo employees ng Scale Up Philippines. Si Mentor Piper ngayon, siya yung ating founder. Example, siya yung ating founder, siya yung heart and brain ng Scale Up Philippines. Ngayon, gusto niya magkaroon ng leadership seminar or leadership talk dito sa SMX Convention Center in Davao City on May 20, 2026. Whole day. Ngayon, yun yung vision niya. Yun yung gusto niyang mangyari. Ngayon, before the leader cascades that vision na gusto niyang gawin, the leader must first assess the readiness of her followers, of her employees. First, assess niya muna kung gaano na ba ka-ready yung yung mga followers niya to help her achieve her goal. Okay? Next, mamimili siya ngayon ng mga team leads, no? For example, program team, registration team, etc. And then choose the style, no? Anong style yung or hindi siya choose the style or the leader must apply the situational leadership concept, the directing, coaching, supporting, delegating, no? So choose among the team leads kung anong dito, saan, or for example, si team lead number 1 kailangan niya ng coaching. Si team lead number 2 kailangan niya ng support kasi may coaching na siya, ito ganyan. Si team lead number 3 kailangan ready na siya. So, kailangan i-delegate niya na agad. Ganon. So, halo-halo talaga yung mga approaches na yon. Kaya, again, situational leadership does not have a name, does not need to have a name. And overall, situational leadership does not have a name at all. Kasi nga, again, mabago-bago siya over time. It's dynamic. And lastly, monitor and adjust approach. Ganun po. So, ganun po yung um, in-depth na experience-based application ng situational leadership. Ito pinaka-concrete na example Pinaka-concrete na example to based sa experience ko noon kay Mentor Piper. Hindi ko lang na matandaan kung ano yung title or yung ano yung ang alam ko paki-comment po dito if your availability permits, Mentor Piper. May event kami noon sa Nights of Online Marketers. May na we need na nagkaroon kami noon ng event sa Davao Convention Center dito sa Davao City wherein may bumaba dito na client, no, na parang suki namin na client na parang gusto niya na parang talk on virtual assistant talk, parang ganon yung basta I forgot the title, but it was held on 2016. Bale, lahat ang goal ng program na yon is to convene lahat ng mga KOM graduates, no? Lahat ng KOM graduates gusto niya i-convene lahat ng KOM graduates doon sa Davao Convention Center to have a talk with Craig. Hindi ko na lang i-disclose yung ano niya, yung apelyido niya. But the event was a talk with on digital parang digitalization, parang being a virtual assistant with Craig. Ano, natatandaan mo pa ba yon, Mentor Piper? Yung event natin sa DavCon noong 2016. Yun. Yun siya. Okay? So, in-assess niya kung gaano kami ka-ready actually hindi lang yon mga KOM graduates, pati kami mga instructors. Kasi instructors na kami ako noon na time as batch 3 graduate. Part-time instructor na ako noon. Tapos, kami kasama ng mga kasabayan namin ng mga co-instructors namin all over iba't ibang dako ng Mindanao. So, nagtipon-tipon kami lahat doon to meet Craig, to meet this international client na nag-hire ng mga virtual assistants based on the niche, kung ano yung niche ng kanang mga virtual assistant graduates ng KOM Academy at that time. Okay? So iba-iba kami noon ng mga roles, anong mga assignment, mga instructions sa amin, magkaiba-iba kami. hanggang sa naging successful. So, again, Mentor Piper at that time, inassess niya yung readiness namin as instructors and as graduates. Yung style is from directing, from coaching, from supporting to delegating, up to the success of the event. Yun, in-apply niya doon yung situational leadership. And kung may mga approaches na kailangan i-adjust upon monitoring the progress of the event, monitor niya, and yung mga approaches na kailangan i-adjust, ina-adjust niya rin para tulungan kami, like 'di ba, para hand in hand namin mapagtulungan ng maayos yung yung mismong event, no? So, for sure ngayon ang dami na naming memories na napagsaluhan ni Miss Piper over the 10-year time that we had, no? And yeah. So in conclusion, eto patapos na tayo, no? Hindi na in conclusion, leadership is dynamic and context dependent. So unlike the other um lead lead leadership styles, unlike the other leadership styles na nabanggit ko kanina, at doon sa mga hindi ko pa nabanggit, situational leadership is dynamic and context dependent. Hindi lang situational leadership, but leadership in general. But specifically also speaking about situational leadership. So situational approaches enhance flexibility and effectiveness. And lastly, Philippine examples support adaptive leadership. And these are the references that we have utilized during the conduct of this webinar for everyone's reference. So you may take a screenshot and verify for yourselves the references that we have used in this training. So yun lang po. And thank you so much for actively listening. So this has been a mentor JP, one of your mentors during during your or MPA na tuloy. Your Leadership 106 or focusing on leadership in the modern workplace. So maraming salamat po sa mga nakikinig online kahit saan man kayong lupalop ng Pilipinas at ng mundo. And I hope that you have learned, you have grasped the right information from from your mentor. Once again, thank you so much at magandang gabi, and I'm now turning over the floor back to our ever dynamic and beautiful hostess, Mentor Piper. Sorry, nakaliming pala. So while waiting for Mentor Piper, I think I think let us um open the open forum for for the Q&A and kung may mga katanungan pa po kayo, sige. Um, if anyone has questions, this time, if kaya ng internet nyo, if your internet connectivity permits, you may raise your hand and allow me to recognize you first before you can um, speak out your questions to me. No? Sige. If may mga questions po kayo, sige. Or if hindi talaga kaya, you may type your questions na lang po. Okay? For us to maximize the time na andito pa naman ho tayo. Wala, wala bang question so far? Naintindihan naman. Hi! Wala bang question so far? Naintindihan ba? Lahat? Yung buong discussion, wala bang questions in at hand? I think wala naman kasi parang wala na akong naririnig at padalas heart and like reacts na po. Sige, let's just wait a bit po from our mentor Piper for further announcements. Thank you. If may questions po kayo na random or parang sponty questions, you may just drop it sa chat box. Baka may makalimutan kayo on the dot. Okay? Mute ko lang cell ko. Ayun, fine na may questions na. Sorry, ngayon ko na nabasa. Anyway, from Sir Julieto, parang eto suki ko na to. Natandaan ko naman yung ano niya. Natandaan ko naman yung pangalan niya. Sabi niya, what will be your advice to us for us to unleash our potential to become leaders? Advice ko for you to unleash your potential to become leaders is um yung ito din yung mga na advice ko or parang based din to doon sa mga previous modules ko noon. Um kailangan handa ka muna. Number one, kailangan handa ka muna before mo ma-ready yung self mo to help others. Because you can't lead if hindi you can't lead enough if hindi mo pa naiintindihan yung sarili mo kakayahan. Number two, um, seek to understand, to be understood. Ikaw, rather than ikaw lagi yung iniintindi, ikaw muna as a leader, ikaw muna yung umintindi bago ka maintindihan. Number three is to really show up. Pakita ka. Be able to show up in events or in events na kailangan mong i-grow yung sarili mo. Number four is be there for yourself before others. Diba? Kasi if ikaw din yung mauubos, kakalid mo sa iba, ikaw din yung lugi. Tapos ikaw din yung bigay lahat, bigay mo lahat. Tapos at the end of the day, ikaw din yung nauubos. Diba? Number five, na-answer ko ba yung question mo? Thank you so much. Next question from Miss Raisa Ray. Do you think there is a specific leadership style po na best applied if your followers are part of the older generations versus younger ones? Eto, magandang example to. Kasi sa workplace ko din, sa Davao City Water District, I am between, ay hindi, I am between yung sa mga, hindi ako between. Ako yung, I'm 31 years young. Trivia. I'm 31 years young. Yung mga kasama ko is like mga 47, 50 years old. And may mga senior citizens din kami na mga kasama sa work. So, I think the best leadership style na best applied to be the gap, no? Ito yung challenge kasi ng modern workplace. How to be the bridge between two worlds. Wherein, paano ka magiging daan sa younger generations, yung mga younger pa sa'yo. Like may mga employees kami na mga 20 years old pa, 25, below 30. May mga employees din kami na way older than me. So, how do I, as a leader, hindi naman ako leader, para rank and file lang din ako. But as an employee, the question here is, how do I bridge this gap? Ito ang layo ng gap na to, itong dalawang palad ko. Although malapit ang palad ko, but the gap is really far. How do I bridge the gap para mag-align ito toward the same common goal? Paano ba namin ginagawa? Number one, um, meet their needs, no? The same cycle, actually, the same cycle nung sa situational leadership. Kasi wala po talaga siyang concrete name yung situational leadership. Wala talaga at all. Kaya tinanong ko if true sa inyo, tanong sagot nyo is true. Well, it's true. Wala talagang specific name yung situational leadership. But on our context, sa Davao City Water District, we bridge the gap by making the older ones understand Bakit kailangan i-digitalize ng lahat? While itong younger generations kasi, malilikot ang mga isip. Hindi hindi sa hindi sa green road habat. Malilikot ang mga isip in terms of the wants. Maraming gustong gawin sa buhay. So as wants na nasa middle lane, kami yung magpapatuwid ng daan. And bilang sila din yung nakakaintindi ng digitalization o ng digital era, so pinapatulong namin sila to the ones older than us para shared goal kami ng younger generations and kami na nasa middle generations papunta dito towards digitalization, 'di ba? Ganun 'yun. Assess, 'di ba? First, assess yung needs nitong both parties na to. Then, from there, i-coach nyo, i-direct nyo kung ano yung gusto yung mangyari. Coach nyo itong both sides kung anong problema anong barrier nitong younger generations, anong barrier nitong older generations. And then, support. Support each other kung anong kailangan. If ang older ones, ang mabibigyan ng older generation sa younger ones are the wisdom, the younger ones can offer the technical services hanggang such time na lahat ng younger generations, the middle generation, and the older generation all come across a linear path toward digitalization. Agree? Tama po ba, Ma'am Raisa? Thank you. Third question is, with today's workplaces becoming more modern and dynamic, do you think leadership has become more challenging, especially since leaders now manage the employees from different generations, such as Gen Z and millennials, who often have different perspectives, work styles, and expectations? Agree. Yun nga yung sabi ko kanina, Miss Samsel, na over time, leadership really is dynamic. Hindi siya as one parang one lane like before na transactional leadership lang yung nagwo-work at dito lang tayo. Transformational leadership lang yung nagwo-work dito tayo. Hindi na ganun ngayon ang leadership. Even in the modern workplace, even in the government. For example, sa amin sa production department, ito yung dynamics namin. Sa other departments, iba naman yung dynamics. Despite the differences in dynamics and culture and everything, we all share the common goal. We all share the same mission. We all share the we are all headed toward the same vision. Of course, iba-iba lang kami ng mandates per department, but the vision is the same. The mission is the same. The quality, the everything else is the same. Yung drive, of course, iba-iba. Kasi iba-iba yung outputs from our end. Hindi naman sakop ng production department ang finances. Hindi naman sakop ng HR ang operations. So iba-iba, so the dynamics, no? Iba-iba talaga siya. That's why I truly agree na leadership has over time become more challenging and dynamic. Oh, gaya ngayon sa yung general manager namin sa Davao City Water District is an accountant by profession, wherein Davao City Water District is run through operations. La, Halos lahat or majority ng employees are on the operation side. Yung general manager namin, accountant. So the bridge is paano namin mapapaintindi sa isang accountant yung ginagawa ng mga engineers. Nagagets nyo ba yung dynamics or yung challenge kung paano siya mag-intertwine together. So ganun siya ka-dynamic over time. Hindi pa kasali dyan yung gaps ng Gen Zs and millennials. Because yung mga senior namin na mga engineers, iba yung approach nila sa approach ng engineers ngayon. Diba? Gets ba? So, we meet halfway by meeting everyone's needs all together. Kung ano yung cycle na present ko kanina, yun, it may not be the same in form, in terms of form, kasi iba-iba nga ng dynamics. Bawat department, bawat age gap, bawat category. But at the end of the day, as long as same yung vision, same yung mission, at naiintindihan ng lahat in all aspects in it and across contexts, then the dynamics, I no, the goal will still be achieved despite the challenging and the dynamic the dynamic modern workplace sa panahon ngayon. Did I answer your question, Ma'am Samsel? Part naman if yes. Thank you. Next is from Miss Mary Joy. Sir, what is leadership for you in one word, or in other word that we must know and apply as a future leader? Thanks po. For me, leadership in one word is um hirap to ah. Bakit, Ma'am Mary Joy, bakit parang pang Miss Universe tong question mo? Bakit bakit pang Miss Universe ba to? Bakit parang parang nafe-feel ko nanginginit na yung utak ko sa question mo na to. For me, leadership in one Thank you for that wonderful question. For me, leadership in one word is um kaya nyo yan. Salamat naman po. Leadership in one word is transformational. Ano ba? Transformational in a sense na hindi mo masyadong need, no? Hindi mo masyadong need magpanggap na hindi mo alam. For example, if leader ka na, for example, ako 40s, ako na leader, hindi pa ako 40s ha. For example lang, nakikita niyo naman sa face card kung ilang taon na ako. Wow, nilaban sa face card. Diyos ko, sana may face card din ako, kagaya niyo. For example, a 40-year-old leader, hindi niya alam yung leadership style or kung yung learning style ng mga followers, yung mga employees niya. Kaya leadership is transformational kasi yung mga insights, yung wisdom na binibigay mo as a transformational leader may also change over time. Di ba? Hindi, hindi din siya as linear as transactional leadership na utos ki utos lang as long as yung goal mo kailangan ma-achieve. Yun yung metrics ng transactional leadership. Transformational leadership is transformational in a sense na hindi lahat na dadaan mo sa instructions, hindi lahat na dadaan mo sa details. Minsan, kailangan mo muna maintindihan bago mo ipaintindi sa iba yung gusto mong mangyari. Kaya for me, leadership in one word is transformational. Nagustuhan mo ba sagot ko, Ma'am Mary Joy? Sana naman. Parang hindi ata narinig ni Ma'am Mary Joy yung sagot ko. Did I answer your question, Ma'am Mary Joy? Saan naligtas ka po? Kung saan ka pong, saan, thank you po for your wonderful answer. Tinatype niyo pa pala. Sorry, napaka-mainipin ko naman. Sige, how about the others? May mga questions pa po ba kayo? Magbibilang na ako. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2.5, 2, and 1. Since wala na pong ako nababasang questions, again, thank you so much for staying with us and learning with us tonight. alongside with Scale Up Training and Development Philippines, one of the sister companies of the Knights of Online Marketers Academy. And together, let's learn and develop together. Thank you so much. And I'm now giving back the floor to our wonderful and beautiful hostess, Mentor Piper Rambuanga.
Hello, nakakatakot naman yung hostess. Parang iba yung nasa isip ko. Anyway, ayan. Maraming salamat no to our mentor for tonight. We have Engineer JP. Thank you very much for always sharing your insights, pati personal experiences in regards to leadership. No? So that's why sa ating mga participants tonight, I hope na yung mga insights na na-share ng ating mentor, magagamit nyo yan kung hindi man ngayon, in the future as you assume a leadership position in a specific organization or baka leadership in your own entrepreneurial journey. At saka yung leadership naman, hindi naman talaga yan siya, it's not just about a position, di ba? Kumbaga parang anyone can serve as a leader, no? Kasi sa atin, we are always thinking na kapag sinabing leader, position siya na binibigyan ng authority ang isang tao para mag-manage ng isang group of people. Pero even in our simple acts, we can always be good leaders pa rin talaga. Especially in terms of helping your colleagues, 'di ba? That's a simple act of leadership din, like leading them kung meron silang need na kailangan nilang i-solve. Okay, so ayan, so we are like it's 8:49 in the evening, and for the remaining minutes, let me share my instructions no para sa ating um especially sa ating attendance for tonight at saka sa issuance ng inyong certificate. So, nakikita natin sa screen ngayon yung QR code wherein the moment you are going to scan that, you will be redirected to the attendance sheet for tonight's webinar. If in case na hindi siya mag-work, minsan kasi may mga participants na hindi nagwo-work ang QR code no after scanning. Meron akong inilagay na attendance sheet link sa ating chat box. So pwede rin ninyong i-click ang link na yan. So depende kung saan kayo mas comfortable, saan yung mas gusto ninyong gamitan, no? QR code ba yan or link? Pareho lang naman yan na you will be redirected to our attendance sheet tonight sa webinar na to, which is again Leadership 106. Also, while you are doing the attendance, let me give the instructions no for your certificates. So bale we are going to process and email your certificates tomorrow. So expect in your inboxes no na marireceive nyo bukas yung certificate of participation ninyo for tonight's event. Region 1, Ilocos. Ilocos. Hindi letter O. Letter O siya, no? Ilocos. Hindi siya Ilocos na letter U. Actually, dapat hindi ako diyan nagkamali, no? Or the staff. Kasi magpa-trivia din ako, no? Hindi lang dapat si engineer ang may pa-trivia or fan fact. I am actually from Ilocos Sur. Is that region 1 ba? I am actually a pure Ilocana, Char. Ilocana talaga, no? We are from Santa Maria, Ilocos Sur. So the reason why lang kung bakit nandito kami ngayon sa Mindanao, specifically in Davao City, kasi sundalo yung tatay ko, tapos beauty queen yung anak niya. Sundalo yung tatay ko at na-assign siya in Mindanao. So that's the reason why kung bakit nandito na kami lumaki, no? Dapat hindi ako nagkamali sa region na yan. Okay, so thank you very much, no, John Rotrix. Sige, we will edit the spelling, no, for your region. So malamang dyan ka na bilang sir, no, kasi nakita mo siya. So again, your certificates will be processed and email to you tomorrow. So mag-expect na lang kayo na bukas pa ninyo marireceive yung certificate of participation kasi hindi na namin kayang i-process yan siya tonight, unlike in the past webinars. Okay? So again, tomorrow na yung certificates ninyo. And to those na merong mga concerns with their certificates, may kulang or may mali, we are going to address those concerns as well. So again, ayan, may last time. Ay, may last time. Ma'am, last time po nakatanggap po ako ng certificate galing po sa Scale Up. Kulang po ng isang firma. Okay, sige. So you can always send a message, no? Minsan kasi sa dami ng mga nare-receive naming inquiries na o-overlook namin. Minsan kasi alam mo yung email na na-open na siya, na-read siya, tapos hindi na-replyan, tapos syempre yung status niya is read na. Kaya hindi na siya nababalikan ng staff para i-address yung mga concerns na yon. Okay, so again, just follow up na lang through email if you still have other concerns, especially with the certificates of the previously conducted webinars. So that's it, guys, no, for tonight. Unless meron pa kayong ipahabol na questions or even clarifications, especially with Scale Up din, pwede pa yan ninyong erase while we are still live at masagot ko yung mga clarifications na yun. And kung questions naman, at least masagot pa ng ating mentor with our mentor for tonight. So mag-countdown din ako, no? Just like what mentor JP did. O diba? Ano ka? Transformation na transform mo ako. Okay, so in 5, 4, 3, mas mabilis ata yung akin. Countdown. 2 and 1. Ayan. So, if you have questions na after ending this session, you can email or send us a message through our Facebook page. Again, Engineer JP, maraming salamat for tonight. I hope to see you again personally soon, the soonest time possible. Hopefully magkita tayo ulit, no? After how many years na puro lang tayo virtual. And again, to all our participants tonight, I hope na magjo-join din kayo sa mga upcoming webinars pa namin. So, meron pa kaming 6 na webinars na naiiwan for the month of May. And if you are interested, you can always register. Makikita nyo lang naman yan sa Facebook page din namin. So guys, maraming salamat. I hope you learn a lot tonight and see you again on our next learning session. Keep safe always. God bless you all. Take care. No? You can still be productive for the rest of the evening. Always remember, we are your Scale Up partner. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, Mentor JP.